to another 2022 Kernel Knowledge lesson, short and micro. Today's topic is called Seesaw, where we're going to have the purpose of thinking about how do we remain as a trusted partner in a digital world. We'll give it a quick introduction to a very complex topic so you can add a kernel of knowledge to your corn cob when we think about having knowledge around being a balanced partner. Let's get started. Let's think about the question, how does this object work? Well, this is a seesaw or a lever or simple machine, or call it a teeter-totter. How this works is everything has a pivot point called the fulcrum. And as soon as you put weight on one end, the other end will go up in the air. The goal is to create equal weight balance on both ends in order for it to be level. If we think about it, the person on the ground or the person or the side that has more weight on it has the power to send the other person on the other end either up or down. So as we think about your childhood growing up on a playground, maybe you have stories of remembering of either being stuck in the air or stuck on the ground. Let's think about this from a digital standpoint. Anyone recognize this image? These are the Flintstones. They were originally on ABC television in the 1960s. They lived in the Stone Age, where machines were powered by birds and dinosaurs, and they moved things by their feet, especially their car. Now we contrast them to the Jetsons, which were also on ABC back in the 1960s. They, however, lived in the space age, the future. They had elaborate robot contraptions, holograms, and great whimsical inventions. George Jetson, the father, had a work week of 2 days a week and only 1 hour a day. If we think about digital transformation and we think about where we're at today, who has the power? Who has more weight on the ground? That would be the Jetsons. As we think about the power of technology. Thinking about it from a communication digital era perspective, let's look at a condensed timeline. What do you notice? You should be able to identify that technology is advancing even faster than it ever has. There are almost 8 billion people in the world. Out of that 8 billion people, 5 billion of them have a smartphone, and 4.5 billion are active on social media. You might be wondering, what's this digital transformation all about? It allows companies and organizations to change rapidly and in order to prepare for the future. In our digital age, we have the opportunity to change how we do business, how we live our day-to-day lives, and how we communicate very quickly. Let's take a closer look at just one of those technology inventions, the telephone. Anyone remember what this is? This is a phone booth or a payphone. They used to be scattered around cities. I remember putting a quarter in after high school golf practice, and when my mom picked up the house phone at home, I hung up. So I got my quarter back, and she knew I was done with golf practice. Yes, I'm old. If we compare a phone booth to a smartwatch, where you can actually text and talk into your smartwatch, we think about who has the power of speed in regards to communication. Who's going to weight that seesaw or lever down? Hopefully, you guessed the smartwatch. If you're not quite sold on the Jetson way of thinking about the future, let's look at a graph of social media from January of 2022. The average United States citizen, ages 16 to 64, spends over 150 minutes every day on their phone just for social media. Now, I know I've got a few of these accounts and platforms on my phone and my smartwatch as well. As we think about going digital, we need to think about how does that compare to other forms of communication and who wins the battle. Digital is moving faster than ever, and the youngest generation is constantly connected and is constantly receiving and sending communication. If we think about increasing the use of mobile devices, it's paramount to look at how marketing and companies are doing that. If Facebook were a country, it would be the third largest in today's world. Just let that soak in for a minute. Let's think about this digital aspect from the world we all live in agriculture. The picture on the left is a bunch of people out in a soybean field pulling resistant weeds. Now, I don't know about you, but in the heat of the battle of weed season, I would sooner be sitting on the tailgate of my pickup or in my pickup with the air conditioning running to send the drone out to spray those resistant weeds. Now, I know there's pros and cons, but thinking about the Jetson way of digital transformation and how we can grow crops and help our farmers continue to make a profit. My bet's on the drone that has the most weight in a digital transformation. Okay, so if you're totally not bought into this whole digital thing, let's think about it from a food aspect. If you're from the Midwest, you know what Culver's is, and they have these great juicy butter burger beef cheeseburgers and hamburgers, come with all the fixins. All of their ads on social media and on TV and in print look like this. Now, when we think about how does this relate to the Seesaw, sometimes my cheeseburger looks like the one on the left, actual picture I've taken. You might ask, well, why do you keep going back? Right? If the digital experience wasn't as good as reality, why did I go back? We think about the power of that social media, the power of the images that we see in a digital transformation. If we think about who is the winner on the agricultural seesaw, remember it's about who has the leverage when it comes to the data transformation. There are competitors out there to Bayer Crop Science that are doing well. However, I believe at Bayer Crop Science, we are waiting the end of that seesaw down. From our digital transformation about bringing people and processes, data and applications together, with our very robust research pipeline, spending more dollars per minute than any of our competitors, to helping us continue in that expertise in creating value for our customers. So when it comes to weighting the lever down with digital transformation, I'd say Bayer Crop Science. As we wrap up our time together today, going back to our purpose, we wanted to talk and share about how to remain a trusted advisor in the digital world. Thinking about what is your leverage? What tools are you using for your dealers, your seedsmen, and your farmers? How have you adopted digital technology? Thinking about flying to the airport, right? Tickets are on your phone or going to a sporting event. How have you adopted digital at work and in your personal life? And what does winning look like for you in the digital world? Feel free to watch the YouTube video, What is Digital Transformation? Explained it in 90 seconds or less. The application asked today is to share with a team member how you are using digital transformation in your day-to-day world. Thank you for listening and have a great day on behalf of Bayer Crop Science and myself, Katie Brenny, your Regional Training Manager. Thank you.